Hello everybody, this is Ray from Race United. Now, when I joined Pi, I never knew that I would actually grow to have this interest, this enthusiasm that I've had in it for the past 19 months. Especially initially when I joined, I didn't know what it was all about. People talked to me about Bitcoin and I was like, Bitcoin, I don't know anything about it. And then Pi came along. And obviously, gradually, I got myself into it. And if it were in terms of weather, I would say I got myself acclimatized. Now I can sit here proudly and say that I have no regrets whatsoever. But people have been drawing comparisons between Pi and Bitcoin, albeit Pi doesn't still have any value officially yet. You want to know the differences between them? Stay tuned and I'll be right back. So I'm going straight to the point. Now, going straight to the point means that I'm going to give you the differences. They might be stark, they might be very close. However, I am not telling you one is better than the other, because at the moment Bitcoin has the value, has all the value, so they're incomparable. However, people see potential in Pi, therefore they draw comparisons. So I'm going to give you what I believe the differences are, or just a comparison. So I'm comparing and contrasting. That's all I'm doing. People can judge, they can pass their comment, I welcome them. But one thing I wouldn't want is anything abusive, because you can't abuse anybody that's putting in the work. I respect every YouTuber. So we're going straight into it, and I'm going to talk about what the differences and some probably similarities, I may not talk about it, may be. Stay tuned. So the differences between and the similarities between Pi and Bitcoin cryptocurrency. 1. Pi is free to mine. Bitcoin isn't. Now again, Bitcoin is on the exchange, so therefore it can't be free to mine. Pi is free to mine. So when you're comparing the two right now, Bitcoin is not free to mine, Pi is free to mine. Now, obviously, Pi, you use your phone, your smartphone to do it, so it's much easier, much straightforward, and bless me, I just want to dab this in, because I'm having this hay fever thing. Now, with Pi, you would always be able to use your smartphone. You don't need anything else. Bitcoin, very complicated. So you need... Oh, God, what's happening? I'm going to still dab it in. I don't really care. Bear with me, please. It's going to be one of them videos. It's going to drag. So stay till the end. Please don't cut. Don't pause. Don't do anything. You can subscribe. You can share. You can like, and you can comment, and of course the notification button. But please, please, please watch till the end. I love watching people's videos, especially when I'm subscribed to them. Even when I'm not, when it's interesting, I watch till the end before I pass any judgment. I don't watch the first few seconds and say, no, this guy's wrong, so let me just pounce on him. No, don't do that. Don't pounce on anyone when you haven't even completed what it is. All right, so let's continue. So Bitcoin is very expensive and complicated to connect, complicated connected computer plants. Do you know what I mean? They've got all these huge plants where all these connections are going on. The huge bucks. You know what I mean? You need all of that. But with Pi, it's very simple. It's a mobile cryptocurrency, so you use your phone. Do you know what I'm saying? Use your phone, your smartphone, and you will be able to get the hang of everything. All right? Now, point number 2. So, you don't require too much skills. The skill set is not really required in order to mine Pi. Come on. The moment you go there, you get the FAQs. Even the white papers are very technical. But hey, if you can read enough, you just read it, glance through it, and just ask questions in the chat groups. The various chat groups in the various languages around the world. And you will be able to get some form of answer. Bitcoin, it ain't happening. you need a high level of skill. It's required actually to mine Bitcoin. Some level of skill to, mine Bitcoin. So again, I can tell you this, that I love Bitcoin, to be honest. The way it's evolved over the past 11 years is staggering. However, it's a very expensive cryptocurrency. So when you own one Bitcoin, you own close to $60,000. When you own one Pi, you own nothing at the moment. But you keep mining, right? You keep mining, because that's where you're gonna know how much your Pi is gonna be once it's on the market, once it's on the exchange. Do you know what I'm saying? So with me, like I said, people will have their pessimisms, and rightly so, because you have to have reservations. You can't just delve into something that you have no idea of. It's not gonna work. Do you know what I mean? So again, the skill set required to mine Pi is very minimal, as opposed to the level of skill required to mine Bitcoins. You know what I'm saying? So that's point number 2. Point number 3. Now, point number 3, I'm gonna just probably I wrote something on my piece of paper, so I'm gonna look into it and then I'll elaborate on that. So just bear with me. Yes. Now this is Pi. Now because Pi is new, you would have a lot of bot accounts. Do you know what I mean? So point number 3, the scamming levels in Pi will be minimal, because hey, there is no value yet. So if somebody thinks they're scamming you, they're not. Because how much did you invest in Pi? Nothing. So how can someone scam nothing? Tell me. They can't. However, in Bitcoin, a lot of people have lost so much money because of scammers pretending to be working for an exchange or being an exchange. And imagine losing thousands of dollars and pounds and euros and other currencies, into Bitcoin. Would you have the enthusiasm in Pi? No, you won't. Which is why the pessimism is accepted. However, you lose nothing because you invest nothing in Pi for now. But once it floats on the exchange, it will start costing you money, because then the mining will not be free anymore. So right now we're sitting on a gold mine. All we need to do is just dig up. You know what I mean? We keep digging the gold because we're sitting on it, right? Eventually, when it's bought, when the whole gold deposit, land or plot is bought, when you mine, you pay. Do you get the analogy? When you mine, you pay. So for now, the scammers on Pi will gain roughly nothing. Do you know what I mean? Because it's valued at nothing. But the scammers on Bitcoin are relentless. Because even the scammers on Pi are not even sure themselves if Pi is going to work. So they're like, But with Bitcoin, they know one Bitcoin is worth close to $60,000. So they're going to go all guns blazing, take all the money you've worked for, hard-earned money, and you're going to be left with nothing because they're relentless. So again, weigh the pros and cons and see where you stand. So I go to point number 4. Now, point number 4, I would say this is very important to me. First of all, disclaimer, I'm not a liberal. I'm not going to tell you my political affiliation, but I'm not a liberal. I know people associate environmentalists as liberals. I'm not. I just want the environment to be well catered for. So, it brings me to my point number 4. Pi is environmentally friendly. Why? Because it doesn't use so much power. Once you click on the lightning bolt, you can actually switch your internet off and it's already in the cloud. You only need your data for activating yourself every 24 hours. So if you're somebody that's very careful with the usage of your internet and somebody who is careful about the environment, then what do? You say, all right, let me switch my wireless on, or let me switch my internet on, my data on, Mine, click on the lightning bolt once it turns green, read a few things which you want, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. After that, what do? You can turn your internet off if you don't want to use it, because you know what happens with Pi? Once you do that, it's in the cloud. So you can come back 24 hours later and do the same thing. This is something I needed to explain to people. So people think, oh, I need a lot of, you don't need data, because they're confused with Bitcoin, where you need power, not even data. You need electricity. You understand? You need electricity in order to actually mine Bitcoin. It's very difficult, especially to have a larger amount of Bitcoin. You need a higher amount of power, electrical power. You understand what I'm saying? So that's very, very high, which means the environment is affected. And for somebody who is for an individual that thinks about the environment a lot, knowing that our environment is depleted, it's depleting slowly. Can you imagine here in the UK, where a week ago we had 22 degrees, yesterday we had -1? How can that happen? They're both not temperatures we're supposed to get. We're supposed to get middle, around 11, 12, 13 degrees here in the UK in March or April. But we're getting 22 towards the end of March, and early April we're getting -2. That tells you what's happening to the environment. So Pi is very environmentally friendly. Bitcoin, relatively not. So that brings me to point number 5. Now, point number 5 is also very important to me, because why is it? Pi, the reason why I actually love Pi so much is because it's decentralized. What does it mean? It means that it is not controlled by a unit or a plant somewhere where everything you do is controlled. No, you are in charge of what you do. You are in charge of what you do. So nobody is going to control anything. Remember, it's encrypted. You form security circles. There are nodes, there are super nodes. So your security is tight. Your security is there. However, it's still decentralized. So the decentralization ensures that you're in control. So if you lose anything, if you devolve any information to anybody, that's your fault. You can't blame Pi or the core team for that. However, in Bitcoin, it's centralized, which means they control everything. Everything. Do you know what I'm saying? And some of the other cryptocurrencies. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can sit down there and start saying that, Pi is this, is that. I don't want to use words because I know people say a lot of things. Trust me, I'm a YouTuber now, so I've seen what people have typed. People are very, very pessimistic. They call it a scam. They call it this. Somebody was exchanging with me. I had to even block him because he's saying I'm perpetuating the scam. Do you know what I mean? I am perpetuating the scam. Yeah, I'm also sometimes, initially I was worried about Pi. Obviously, I've seen that they're very transparent. Hence, my pessimism has diminished. So when somebody sits somewhere and tells me that I am perpetuating the scam, I need to have a go at him, and rightly so, because I don't take nonsense from people. Do you know what I mean? I try to be as honest as possible. So yes, it's decentralized, which means you're in control of everything, whereas Bitcoin is not. I'm not saying it's not safe. I'm not saying that. Remember that. Don't take words out of my mouth. All I'm saying is I am Pi-centric, and I feel and I know that Pi is safe, relatively, because you always get people that can crack the firewall, but they can't go far. They'll still be, flagged. Do you know what I mean? So that's my point number 5. And then last but not the least, point number 6. So point number 6 with Pi, you do have what we call the non-custodial wallets. So the non-custodial wallets, the name or the phrase goes by itself. The non-custodial wallet means that Pi is not in full control of your wallet, which means your money or your coins, your tokens are controlled by you. You have your public key, which is like your bank account number, and then you have your private key, which is like your password. Obviously, we all know your password. You don't devolve to anybody, but you don't divulge to anybody. But your public key is what you give to people so they can, put coins, Pi coins, tokens in your account where you and others can exchange. Do you know what I mean? For goods and services. So In recent times, obviously, when the test Pi wallet was released, or for all of us to be able to use it, what happened was they actually changed the private key to what we call the passphrase. So passphrase, you have a series of words. So those series of words, you can save them somewhere. So anytime you're asked or prompted, you will just enter them, copy and paste, and then you have your passphrase substituting your private key. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. You treat your passphrase just as you would treat your private key. It's what gets you access to your account itself, your wallet itself. So the public key, like I said, is just to be able to give people, so they will give you, do some transactions with you. Do you know what I mean? So yes, that's for that. With Bitcoin, it's a custodial wallet, so they're in charge of it. I think that's what I was told by a source, that's a custodial wallet. So you're not fully in charge of your wallet, to be honest, but it's also good. Remember, it's not bad, because when you forget your password or something, or your private key, they can just retrieve it for you. But with this, so far, Pi are trying to set up a mechanism where we will be able to retrieve our password or get a new password by using some other security questions or whatever. But they're working on it. The core team is working on it with the technical team. So work is being done. Hence, we're still in the testnet, because we want to get all our bases covered, and then once we get into mainnet, we're not going to make mistakes. That's why they didn't just go into mainnet immediately. They have to go through the phase 1, phase 2, which is testnet, which we're in, and then finally towards the end of the year or early next year, we will go into our mainnet, where people will start exchanging goods and services for Pi. Do you know what I mean? Or with Pi. So that's point number 6. So in conclusion, what would I say? I would say that Bitcoin is a very good exchange, very good cryptocurrency, hence the value has gone up. But what has helped it is the pandemic and what's been going on in the world's economy. That when people panic, immediately they go after something else as opposed to the banks. So that's why Bitcoin and all the other, or some other well-known cryptocurrencies, have risen to the helm. However, Pi, because of the fact that they are the initiators of mobile cryptocurrency, they tend to be the most popular amongst the newest mobile cryptocurrency. So people are really looking to Pi to see what's going to happen at the end of the year. Now I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I want to see what's going to happen at the end of the year, because I'm just like you. However, I've got a higher optimism than some people. That's why I do these videos. So if you're there thinking that I work for Pi, I don't. I'm Ray. I don't work for Pi. I just have a YouTube account where I thought, it's best if I did all of these for you to see. Do you know what I mean? So please don't think I work for Pi. I don't. Do you know what I mean? I work for myself. Yes, I work for myself. All right, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's always good. Press the like button to push this up, so a lot of people would see this video, because I'm open to questions from people and feedback, and even negative feedbacks as well. As long as it's not abusive, I'm good with that. Do you know what I mean? Yes. All right, so good. The name is Ray, the channel is Race United, and the quote is peace.